Hi, my name's Ciara Costabile. My senior thesis study, as well as a study that I ran for I3, is titled Impact of Tone and Timing of a Distraction Task on Recall. So basically the purpose behind this study was for multiple reasons. One of the big things is that we are commonly confused in the fact of thinking that the human mind is very good at multitasking, and we all say, oh yeah, I can do two things at once. In actuality, we can't. The idea of being able to do two things at once and giving both of those tasks our undivided attention is impossible. We may switch tasks and we may divide our attention, but in regards to them both having 100% of our attention, it's not a thing. I had a professor that actually made a comment in class last semester to the class, which sparked the idea for this study that a student could be sitting in class, or she could be having a conversation with somebody and they could look as if they are okay or paying attention, but in actuality they are either very upset, they've had a bad conversation with somebody, they've received a bad test grade, or they could be very happy after having a good phone call with their parents, significant other, etc. And this got me thinking of how well does somebody's mood, or what is the impact of somebody's mood on their ability to pay attention or recall things, as or similar to a student sitting in class. So my hypothesis for this study is, can the tone and timing of a distraction impact an individual's ability to recall? So the variables that were really focused on in this study were mood, which is also defined as the short-lived emotional state, and timing, which can also be defined as placement or occurrence in time. So for this study, the data that I was able to analyze in this presentation was from my pilot study. Unfortunately, with this pandemic happening, I was unable to fully complete and analyze the study for real. I was able to collect some data for my actual study, but in regards to running it, can't seem to do it. So for both the pilot study and the real study, participants were collected by going to going to classes, freshman undergraduate classes, whether they be beginner psych level classes or biology. After collecting their names, they were randomly assigned to one of the 5 conditions. There was no coercion to get the students to participate in the study. However, some professors did offer extra credit to those who actually signed up and truly participated. So for the method, I used a one-way ANOVA to analyze the data, and within the study there were 5 conditions. So there was a primacy setting, happy and sad condition, a neutral condition, and then a recency happy and a recency sad condition. The manipulation task was the video that participants were shown, whether they were shown the happy video or the sad video, and as well as when the video was shown to the participants. So if it was shown prior to the distraction task or after the distraction task. And the distraction task was a written passage that they were given to read about Canada Day. Canada Day was chosen because I deemed it to be a neutral topic and something that people probably didn't have a lot of prior knowledge about. So for the procedure during the pilot study, 41 participants were randomly assigned to one of the 5 conditions. They signed the consent form. They would be given a written passage to read about Canada Day. And then they would also be shown a visual distraction, which was approximately 2 minutes, whether it was happy or sad or primacy or recency effect, as mentioned before. And then after they were exposed to both the distraction and manipulation task, they were given a 14-item questionnaire, which also included Likert type rating scales that were focused on the distraction, and then the participants were debriefed. So here is the questionnaire that was used. You can see questions 1 through 8 were just regular questions, whereas 9 through 14 are Likert type rating scales. So in here you see questions like, which act was passed on July 1st, 1867, creating Canada? and then a couple of the other questions. So the results, I did find some significance. The significance was in regard to the mood in the videos, which is good. At least the mood that I was hoping to go for, or the mood impact that I was hoping to go for, was significant, and participants were affected by that. It would have been nice to see some other results, but I won't complain about the significance in those two. So I'm glad there was a pilot study. Also, as mentioned near the beginning of the presentation, since I was able to run the study for real during the semester, I was able to reach the 60 participants, but unfortunately I was not able to analyze all of the data. Thank you for your attention. Hope you have a great day, and please stay safe in these trying times.